For more than a half-century, the Lancaster County community has celebrated Groundhog Day in honor of, as the lodge tells us, the lowly animal which is the one and only true weather prophet.
All hail groundhog supremacy!
Whoa. Happy Groundhog Day, everybody. I'm not sure if that's something that we celebrate here, or if we just are mindful of. I mean, the actual holiday, as you know, is this Pennsylvania thing.
Let us sit by the side of the groundhog hole, recited the members, and wait for the prophet who knows, who can tell when winter is over and gone and done with its ice and its snows.
The groundhog is probably relying on some combination of its own understanding of the sun and cloud and years of ancestral primal DNA inside it. I don't know that the news crews and the media excitement around it are helping its decision-making process.
Phil will tell his prediction to the president of the Inner Circle, who is supposedly the only person who understands Phil's language.
Punxsutawney Phil, the seer of seers, the prognosticator of all prognosticators, was awakened from his burrow at 7:25 a.m. by his handler and friend.
There's like 70 to 90 sunny days a year in Pennsylvania, straight up. And odds are no shadow will be seen. So, just in terms of the divination here, what a groundhog in California would, a completely different result.
But now, when I turn to see, there's a perfect shadow cast of me. 6 more weeks of winter there will be.
What are those people cheering about? Looks like Punxsutawney Phil just predicted that 6 more weeks of winter. I mean, honestly, we could use a little bit of a break, I think. How could he have seen a shadow? It's overcast and snowy. I protest.
Groundhog Day used to mean something in this town. They used to pull the hog out and they used to eat it. You're hypocrites, all of you.
I think when people refer to Groundhog Day now, they're really talking about the movie and not the actual rodent-oriented celebration. People describe Groundhog Day, obviously, as this sense of being stuck in a loop. The same thing happening over and over, even sometimes despite your ability to see it and to do things differently. Some things are just going to keep happening. Some things are outside of your control. Some things are completely in your control. I think this Groundhog Day might be interesting to look at patterns in our lives, and maybe we can do so here. Maybe we can do it in the comments of whatever this ends up being. Let's be groundhogs for a minute. What are the patterns in our lives that we're aware of? What are the patterns that we are aware of and wish to change, but somehow cannot? What are the negative patterns in our lives? Some people might see it as, these same things keep happening to me. Is it possible that that sort of understanding and analysis of the situation is the pattern? Me right now, I just keep looking over my shoulder because, hey, I went out here in the forest because I'm really nervous. Some hiker is going to pass by and see me doing this and have some negative thought. It's more than a pattern. It's a pattern that's so ingrained in my own brain that it's become sort of my identity. I very much am aware of and nervous about what other people might think. It's known to be one of the most negative patterns, one of the least self-loving behaviors, that you could ever exhibit. I'm not worried about somebody creature coming up on me in this forest. I'm not worried about a madman. I feel like years of, hit or miss martial arts training will sort of set me up for a madman in the forest. I got a lot of rage. I could work out right then. But still, I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about somebody making fun of me. No matter where I go. No matter what I'm talking about. The mockery and shame of being perceived as a weirdo and, whatever. But, for me, this is the Groundhog Day I wish to end. I work to develop the type of mindset that is impervious to the thoughts and attitudes of others. In fact, one that welcomes negative attention, as a way to practice compassion, as a way to really listen, as a way to connect. This hasn't been my strong suit. Might be an interesting thing this week. Starting right here. Write it down. What are the negative patterns in your life? Behaviorally, the way you treat people. Is there a pattern of behavior you don't like the way you treat your partner? You don't like the way you treat your children? You don't like this pattern at work. You don't like it. The way you eat, the way you drink, what you put in your body, the way you treat your body during the day. During, let's say, there's a global pandemic and that's altered your behaviors. What patterns, are not working for you? Which of those originate from other people and which of those are completely within your control? I'm not saying do anything about them. I am saying it might help to identify them, to be mindful of them. And I would actually say before you get into all these corrective measures to blank better and to blank better and to blank more and to be your blankest blank, to flip the existing pattern that we have here, and which is to focus on, identify, and diagnose and treat the negative symptoms, the problem. And I would say before you take any action on adjusting, correcting, or just surrendering to patterns that you perceive as negative, make a list on the same page of the patterns in your life that are working for you. The ways that you're in relationship, the ways that you're taking care of you and yours, what you're doing on a daily basis, what kind of disciplines you have, how you communicate with people, how you give, what you do. If all pattern analysis is directed towards negative feedback and, finding out what isn't working, and we're just entering in the it's the same direction as everything that consumerism and capitalism has been pushing. You're not enough, you're not good enough, you need to fix this to be that. If only you can get that, then you'll be that. Generally, whatever patterns it is that you're analyzing and looking into are interrupted by volatile and shocking events that are far outside your control. And obviously the question is then, do the positive patterns in your life continue? When the proverbial shit hits the proverbial fan, do your patterns change? Do you have a pattern of behavior when things get dicey for you, when you get afraid? Are all of your behaviors based on fear? Is that okay? Do you need to judge it? Do you need to figure out a way out of this crazy hole? I don't know, Groundhog. Poke your head up and see.